Okay, welcome to Conversations with Neighbours. Today we got John and Tom on the show. We're going to talk all things theater, some history, some future, and some present stuff. Welcome to the show.
Well, good to be here. Yeah. Thank you.
Let's start with you, John. Let's start with some theater history here in Newmarket. You had said you're the elder statesman on the board now, so
Yeah.
it takes a lot of history and experience to get that title. So give me some history nuggets that you got of the origins of all this.
Well, there's a theater in Newmarket goes way back to the 1930s, so I'm not that old. Right. My experience with the theater movement in Newmarket started around 1975, 78, when I moved here to Newmarket in 1974. So I was conducting training courses for an insurance company, and the guy said, "Well, why don't you join a theater group?" He said, "It'll help you, give you stage presence and stuff." So I looked around, and there was a group in town called the Newmarket Theater Center. So I went there and said, "Oh yeah, they were always looking for people. So what can I do? Oh, paint sets, build them, right?" And then eventually one of the actors said, "That's how everybody starts. Then we suck them in later and put them on stage." So that's kind of how I got involved in Newmarket theater. Yeah.
And did you get sucked in and put on stage?
Yeah, I did. I was in a play called Billy Budd, and one of the characters was a midshipman. But the midshipman in the movie and in the play is like 16 or 17. So I was the oldest midshipman in the Navy. British Navy, yeah.
And so once you got kind of connected into that world, did you just fall in love with it? Like, is that where the love started, or were you a consumer of it before? Or tell me about that.
Well, for 6 years, I was a professional musician. I play bass in a couple of bands, and we travel around the United States and so on. So I was used to being on stage, but not learning lines. So being on stage wasn't an upset or anything, but learning lines was, and so it was always, am I going to miss it? You got to get your mark and so on. So that's what happened. But when the people started applauding or laughing, then of course it's an instant reply being on live stage, because you get the reply right away. Yeah. So that's what kind of got me.
Yeah. The instant feedback is a nice, it's a nice thing if it works.
Yeah.
It sure sucks if it falls flat.
But you
Crickets.
And as I say, comedy is easy, but dying is tough.
Yeah, for sure.
Or there's always the deer in the headlights too. Like suddenly you completely, your mind has gone completely blank. And
where's that next line?
Well, you've got to keep going though, and you've got to make it look like at least to the audience, because you got to remember the audience does not know the play.
Yeah, they don't know what you're supposed to say next.
Usually, sometimes the diehards will know every word or something, but for the most part, so you have to keep it going. And also the other actor might catch on, and somehow you got to make it work.
So how did you two get connected? Like, what's the history of that?
I was actually looking at the time to get. I've done a lot of things in the community in my past, and a lot of it attached to entertainment and that sort of thing. And I was at a time where I was actually looking for something along the lines of getting involved somehow in the community again.
Yep.
And actually, John, I think, placed a Facebook post out there. We're looking for people to get involved with the Newmarket International Festival of One-Act Plays and the Variousful Theatre Company. So that's what drew me in. I looked at that and I thought, this does look up my alley, and I maybe have a lot I could bring to the table with them as well. So but actually, even before that, I actually did audition for a part. I never got it, by the way, John. So, so that's how I first heard about it, I guess you could say. But then, yes, I went in and got involved. Then I was put on the board, and now I'm the president of the Variousful Theatre Company. So it's come a ways. Yeah, it's come a long ways now since the first year, I guess you could say. We had some things like COVID happened.
Yeah.
That was a tough year. And then, so the one year we weren't allowed to do anything. The next year we were allowed to have 50% of an audience. Remember that, John?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And so I brought in the idea of let's do live streaming. So we live streamed that year. So we were able to not only bring it to 50% audience, but also to a broader audience. And the following year, we got the increase in the number of entries we got for the festival was, I think it tripled the next year. So because we're able to get a little bit of more of a profile in the world community. And so now we're pretty much known around the world, our One Act Play Festival, and we're pretty happy with what we've done.
Yeah, and like last year was a crazy success, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I guess you just continue to get to build on that momentum. You're going to get repeat customers. You're going to get, it's a bigger signal to the rest of the world of like, hey, this is who we are and what we're up to.
Mm-hmm. And we've added a few more. We're trying to add to it. So we're getting involved in play readings now, and we're trying to find locations in the community to do play readings from. Also, back then you guys did the. So I guess the festival the first One Act plays were at the
Pickering,
school, right?
Pickering College.
Yeah.
Yeah. It started with Ross Bailey and his wife had a store on the main street, and they rented a store, and they had a little office in there for their business. And he put up a stage, and he had some kind of lighting, and he started putting on plays in this, and it only held 60 people. That was his max. And we called it the Theater on Main. And people from Toronto were coming up because of this quaint little theater in an old store. And that's kind of where it all started. One night, Ross came up with the idea. He said, well, we'll designate Saturday night will be for this charity. What I think it was a food bank at the time. And he said, so when we sell tickets, we'll so much of that money, like $15 or something, would go to the food bank. And they would sell the tickets, the food bank people, all their friends. So that's kind of where this started. And
to this day, I might add that that's part of our mission is we always do raise funds for a good cause in the community. It's still to this day. It's part of our
So we called it the Very Useful Theater Company because we were doing that. We got a constitution. We applied for a charitable status and becoming nonprofit. And we moved it to Pickering College because you could get more people in there. And what we did, we invited theater groups around the Ontario to send in a play. They'd cast it and direct it and send it in, and we had it adjudicated, and we had an award for the best actor and the best play. And that went on until 2001, I think it was. And then the art director at Pickering College left, and a new person came in and said, no, we want the theater. We're going to do our own place. So we didn't have any place to go. And that was the end of the thing and Ross Bailey moved away. And then his wife, Ross actually passed away. And then his wife called me and said, I got this from Revenue Canada, said we're going to lose our charitable status because you've done nothing for 5 years. I thought, we got to do something, keep the status going, right? So we all chipped in $25, $50, put it in the bank so we had some money. We did a tax return, and we did a dramatic reading of A Christmas Carol at one of the churches, the New Hope Methodist Church, and raised funds for the food bank again, and we were back in business.
Yes.
And while you're on that topic, that's another thing. So we're looking actually to resurrect that again. So it's the Christmas time reading of a Christmas Carol, and we're looking to resurrect that again this year.
Okay.
So how that works is we look for like 4 or 5 leaders in the community to be the actual readers of the play. We have the script and everything, and we'll have live music attached to it and a choir. But it's at Christmas time, and again, it'll be for a good cause. So that's another nugget that we pulled from the past.
Yes.
That like John has all these things that they've done before, and why reinvent wheels? This great stuff that they did, and we could still continue to do.
Yeah, like talk about the dinner thing that you're going to do.
Yeah,
this
so
year.
the dinner and a show again. I won't say it completely came from the idea of the Main Street Diner. But that certainly did jog the memory on let's do this. And so the idea is we want to be able to offer another option. So when you go and buy a ticket for the show, you could opt for dinner and a show. Now we will have we're going to have the hotel, the new hotel,
Postmark,
the Postmark Hotel. They're right off the bat. They got it right. So they're excited about being a part of that. And actually, we did do a co-promotion with them last year where somebody could win a night on the town, stay in the hotel, and go to our festival. But instead of that, this year, what we're going to have. John, I told you to turn that off, didn't I? Instead of that, this year, we're going to set it up so that people can opt for dinner and a show.
I told you not to call me at this number.
And so it'll be one of the ticket options.
Yeah,
and
that'll be great.
They can go to the Postmark Hotel, have dinner there, or even brunch, because they do brunch and lunch. This year we're adding matinee shows.
Yes.
So Saturday matinee, Sunday matinee. So in a way, we're expanding the festival this year by offering more shows and more options for people. So the dinner and a show will like we're looking at. So for $65, you would get dinner at the Postmark Hotel and into the show. So nice. we feel that's a fantastic deal.
That's a great deal.
And it's a really sumptuous dinner too. It's not just some hamburger or whatever. Oh no.
Yeah, they're
full course dinner.
Yeah.
They're really known for their cuisine and their ambiance, and it's the beautiful upstairs. They've got an upstairs patio now and everything.
Oh yeah,
as well as a lounge downstairs. But if it was me, I'd want to be eating upstairs in the beautiful upstairs patio. I think overlooking Newmarket and overlooking the venue. You can see the venue right from there.
The overlay. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah,
overlay.
what happened was. In 2016, the Newmarket Old Town Hall was renovated.
Yep.
And the town came and around looking for something to put on so that they would have events in what they call the theater, which is actually an auditorium, upstairs in the Old Town Hall, which used to be a theater as well. And
before they renovated, years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So when they were going to open it in 2016, they asked around, and we said, "Yeah, let's put on the one-act play, the festival again that we did before." So they didn't go quite open in September. We couldn't get things together, but
we did open the next year, 2017, right?
Yeah. So what we had, we sent out letters to the theater groups, and nobody replied like we had before.
Yeah.
And we said, well, we're booked in. We got to do something. This is till 2017. We're all set to go. So we had to recruit directors and then get the cast plays and then get plays submitted. And it became a whole production program rather than just bringing people in. And it changed the whole system of how we were working. So it became a full practice production company. So now we get plays submitted, and we asked people on the internet, the Facebooks, to submit plays. We got 200 some odd plays. We couldn't. Where are they? They're from Australia, from New Zealand, London, England, all across Canada, United States, and one guy. He sent in a play. His name is Jim Gakin. And he is the producer and director, the guy that started the Disney program, The Sweet Life of Jack and
Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we said, hey, we're into Hollywood now.
Yeah.
And he submitted several plays.
Oh, yeah. So that's how it started recently, and then we kept it up. And that's what we do now. Yeah.
And how many, again, submitted now?
Well, we had 300 last year. We stopped. We're actually now we're putting a limit on the numbers because we do have a reading committee, but they're all volunteers for one.
It's a lot of reading.
But I'll tell you what, they love reading the plays.
Yeah,
it's just it's the time, right?
Yeah.
As soon as the festival's over, we start looking for submissions, and then that date comes, and then January we start reading them, and then February we start deciding, and there's just only so much time.
How many plays make it in?
7 this year.
Yeah.
7 this year.
Wow.
So you get 200
Yeah.
plays, and you're going to find 7.
Yeah.
So you whittle it
That's
down
tough.
to So it's tough.
And we leave a lot of really good
Yeah.
plays like on the table, which it really is a shame. It's like, and it's hard to decide because you have to you want to have X amount of comedies, you have to have that mix.
I would love to see like the meetings when there's 20 left, right? And you're trying to get from 20 to 7.
This year,
Yeah. We get down to a short list. Yeah.
actually, this year was probably the best year ever for that. Like there was more agreeance than
nice.
I'd seen before.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, okay, well, it was kind of nice this year. There was because what we look for is commonality. So you can throw the ones out that like if we narrow it down to we'll say 30.
Yep.
And those 30, we'll give that back to the readers, and then from that they'll pick their top, we'll say 7.
Yep.
And from that you look at which ones are common, and then, but you also then have to look at making a season out of it. So you can't have. Yeah, we had they had 7 nice comedies and everybody loved. You can't have that. You have to have a mix. So it goes a little bit back and forth, but it's our system we seem to have derived the system that kind of works for us.
It was the Newmarket one-act play festival. That was it. And for the 2 years or 3 years, 17, 18, but we got all these plays from all over the world. Australia and England. So we said, well, okay, it's international. Yeah. So we added international.
I think that was Rod's idea, wasn't it? Or?
Yeah, I think it was Rod. So
Rod Urquhart.
So now it's the international play. The interesting thing was the guy from Australia, Adam Svergic, he submitted a play. It was about his aunt, actually, his grandmother, who had been in a concentration camp. She was a Holocaust survivor, and he wrote this little play based on her. And he's in Sydney, Australia. And thanks to Tom and Daryl Aronson, who does the video stuff, we live streamed it. And we just let the guy know he was going to be on. So here it was, 11 o'clock in the morning, Saturday. Yeah. And we were performing it 8 o'clock Friday night, and he was watching it. He had a watch party, so we were acting from today into tomorrow.
Into the future.
And he wrote back a really nice testimonial saying how he'd never seen his play performed better than that. It was marvelous. He just loved it, and all of his friends. And the guy in Hollywood, Jim Gaken, he's had watch parties as well.
Love it.
And some of his playwright friends have watched the thing because they're watching it at 3 o'clock.
He's thrilled with that. He's envisioning these guys in Hollywood all sitting around watching Newmarket, little Newmarket on their screen at home with these parties. Right?
How is it for you to like watch it grow into what it is now?
Yeah.
Amazing?
It's amazing. This live streaming, there are lots of other one-act play festivals, but none of them do that. And they were worried at the first that it would take away from ticket sales, because people in Newmarket could watch it, right? No, it didn't. But ever since then, they keep saying, is it going to be on? I've got my family. One guy in Florida had his wife and kids and his mother and father and a whole sat down and watched the play.
Yeah, we I really do push that with the directors and with the actors, that they're not to play to the cameras. It's still a live theater experience, and we really, really don't want to take away from that at all. The live stream is really, for if we're getting people from Australia, and it's really nice for them to be able to watch their own plays come to life on stage, and we have some really good feedback from them as well. So a lot of the plays they thought it was the best they'd ever seen them, because a lot of these plays some of them have been done before. But they're very complimentary on the way we're able to. We have really good talent here in Newmarket and in Canada. And we're really able to show that with what we do on our live streams.
Jim Gaken, the Hollywood playwright, he sent nice emails saying, "Oh my God," he said, "you really did a wonderful thing of my play." And he's got a copy of the video because we sent it to him and he showed it to his friends. And he also has I sent him a poster and he printed it off and he has it hanging in his office in Hollywood. So here's Newmarket International Festival with his play Warren and the Bear. That was a polar bear. That was the name of the play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hanging up in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You got any, if I were to say, name a couple plays that have stood out over the years. Do any come to mind, or is it too many to choose from?
Well, Warren and the Polar Bear from Jim Cake.
John loves that one.
Yeah, that was did a great job. It's only two people. It's a two-hander play.
Yeah.
Two people. Yeah.
What about you, Tom?
I liked anything that Jim did. We did a couple of his plays, didn't we?
Yeah, they're all funny stuff. Mostly humorous. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're comedies.
Yeah.
So I would say he was probably my favorite playwright.
What was that one last year? The salesman guy, or one person?
Oh, yes. That was. I can't remember the title of it, but that was very interesting. So it was just one actor on stage on the phone.
Yeah.
Basically, starting out as his job was he'd lost his job as a stock market guy.
Yeah.
He now had to take anything, and he took this job selling carpets or something like this.
Yeah.
So he's on the phone selling these carpets, and
The call center.
and then he calls someone, and the person is thinking about committing suicide. And so he ends up turning into having to talk him out of it. So it was done in such a unique way, that although it was not the most upbeat subject in the world, it was
Delivered
done
properly.
in such a way that they had fun with it in a sense, right?
I liked the Carrie Pepper play. Forget the name of it, but it was a play based on an anonymous playwright, a famous playwright. He was a typewriter, but he was a poor speller. He didn't spell very well, and he's written this wonderful play, and he died. And it's his estate wants to put on this play. It has to be done exactly the way it was written.
Yeah.
And this guy had all kinds of mistakes. and instead of, he would have things like, I got a bun here, instead of a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes all that corny stuff.
I think that's hilarious concept.
And it was
I
hilarious.
remember that one. I remember that.
And the one character came in, the woman, she said, "Oh, this is existential. I can understand exactly what he's getting at." And she used all these theater things like a critic, and everybody was looking at her like this, saying, the guy didn't know how to spell. He never used the computer with spell check.
Yeah.
So it has to be done the same way. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good concept.
Another play that stood out to me was I made sure that the MP came to this one. It was about homelessness. Two guys, two Indigenous brothers that were, or not brothers, two Indigenous guys that were homeless. One had grown up in the reserve. One had grown up in the city. But they were together living on the streets in the city, and it was about them being homeless, yes, but it was written again kind of like a comedy, but it just touched on things that I felt like this is the kind of thing that with theater that can be done. You can get a message across to a politician, let's say, in a different way where you're not being confrontational or anything like that. So the subject matter itself, because in the storyline, so one of the characters is at we like to do food banks, and we like to do the free dinners and things like that. They're not always although we love them, we think it's a great solution for some practically when it's put out there, it's not always working for everybody. So the storyline kind of hit on that a little bit, like how he was made to feel uncomfortable, even though he went out, he was actually volunteering at the dinner, but someone else that had come in to volunteer, they made him feel uncomfortable, pointing out to, I guess, the organizers that they didn't want him speaking to the daughter in the story, right? Something along those lines. So I just wanted the MP and Tony Van Buyne. He's very supportive, by the way. I think he's retiring from MP now, but he'll probably still come out with his wife, I'm sure. But the message there was, although we think we're doing a great job, you have to keep in mind there's the dignity of people, things like that. So the messages that come out in plays are oftentimes they're
they're consumed, right? Like you're actually consuming it in real time,
Yeah.
so you can get a message across where it's like have that same conversation like in a meeting.
Yeah.
It could be like
They might not get it
Yeah, yeah.
even,
Yeah.
But
you know?
when it's delivered like through entertainment,
Yeah.
right? You can actually
And we
get
were
that message
super
across.
proud of that production as well, because it was written by an Indigenous playwright. The actors were all Indigenous, so it was like it's actually a rarity in festivals to see
Yeah.
to see that. So
But it's also amazing. We found directors from Newmarket area who've done a very great job, and also actors from here. And everybody in the production is a volunteer. Nobody gets paid. None of the actors, the director, or any of the staff people. It's all volunteers, and that's the biggest part about what we're doing is that we've never even asked for a grant yet.
Yeah.
yeah, we get lots from Newmarket. We also get from the city. We get from Barrie. We get from Orangeville. We get from Georgina. So we have a really good kind of mix of creators and participants and actors and directors.
It's actually put Newmarket on the map internationally.
Yeah.
Because it's when you look at the website and you see all these people from different parts of the world
Yeah.
who've submitted plays and we performed them. It's making Newmarket. We're trying to turn it into a destination for the weekend. Come to Newmarket, enjoy the downtown, get all of the restaurants and the places, and soak in the atmosphere and go to the theater.
Yeah, that's something we're really trying to get across is that, like we think we've got the Newmarket people knowing about it, and the people in the surrounding areas close by, but we would really like to see people from out of town traveling to Newmarket. And that's why we've got that connection with the hotel as well.
Yeah, for sure.
We want people to be able to come to Newmarket, stay for that long weekend. It's just slightly outside of the mainstream of the summer. So it's September 4th to 7th this year. It's usually after the long weekend Monday during the following week. So this year, September 4th to 7th for the actual festival itself. And of course, we have the workshop with Lee Wilson, which is on the 16th of August.
Can you plug any shows that are going to be there yet, or not yet?
Well, we have the play names, but it's not going to really tell people much. I guess so. The Thursday we're opening with The Well by Mike Byam, Dark Horse by Lynn C. Bilton, and Son of a Temperance by Laurie McIntyre. Friday we have This Is My Stop by Kate Ratcheter, Road Trip by Renee Balageron. And Saturday we have Warren by Bill Baker and Nail Polish by Christopher Cameron. As well, we have a Saturday matinee and Sunday matinee shows as well.
And most of these are Canadian plays.
Love
Yeah.
it.
This year we have a lot of Canadian entries.
Yeah.
So we were kind of theming, I guess you could say, but they're really good plays. So we just thought, you know what, let's showcase them a little bit this year. And the one play that I'm looking forward to this year also. I guess I'm looking forward to all of them, but there's a couple that stood out to me because I was on the reading committee. I'm not gonna mention them because I don't want people just going to those plays.
Yeah.
I would say buy a ticket to the.
But this is the beautiful part about it, right?
Yeah.
You could have yours because you had read it, right? The audience, it's so subjective of like you go, you consume them, and what hits for someone is always so different, right? Like depending on how they think about the world and what's going on in their life and what they're looking for that day, what they get is going to be completely unique to the person that's experiencing it.
Yeah, and they get two plays one night
Yeah.
for what is it, $25?
Well, 3 on opening night. Opening night is our red carpet party too.
Yes.
So that's that's becoming more and more each year. It's becoming the event to go to. So like, get your tickets for that. I would say for sure, early in case they sell out. So that's this year we'll have a live ambiance entertainment before with the red carpet party with the we usually have the big board the
And
food.
who you're wearing, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so that'll be a fun event again. Actually, like I said, we're going to be looking to do some play readings probably in a couple of different locations on Main Street, in the Main Street area and on Main Street. We have the dinner and a show package that you'll be able to opt for. Also, we're going to be giving away dinner and a show, dinner for two, and show tickets as a prize. So you can keep watching for that. That'll come
Is
up.
that a draw, isn't it?
That'll come up as a contest
Yeah.
online. Generally we draw it, but you just answer like a basic question, and then we'll choose a winner that way.
That sounds good. Well, lots of big things happening. Thanks for coming on the show today, and we'll see you all there in September.
Yeah, thanks for
Awesome.
inviting us. We really enjoyed it.
All right.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
Thank you.